Hello. Well, here I am in the Polytunnel. It's just over 29 degrees in here. It's about 18 degrees outside and it's absolutely lovely. It's not raining. It has been raining. We've had showers, but the weather is set to brighten up and that is just what we need. So come on, let's have a little look at what I've got going on in here, and then I'm going to talk to you about my plans over the next couple of weeks. So keep watching if you want to see these plans come to fruition. So I've got a lot of seedlings. The bulk of them are things that I've sown myself, but I have got a few that one of my sisters has given to me. So let's start over here. These are sweet peas, and I've got 1, 2, 3 here. They are saved seed from last year's sweet peas. These are also sweet peas. They're Galaxy mixed. I've got some purple sprouting broccoli here and some more of the saved sweet peas here. Then moving along, and I have to say this using the vermiculite in my mix has really made a difference to the moisture content in my soil. It's really retaining that moisture. So here we've got the 2 varieties of nasturtium. On this side we've got the climbing variety, and these are a dwarf variety. And then just in front of you here I've got some tomato plants given to me by my sister. So Latar Evesham? No. Not something I'm familiar with. Let me hold them in front of you. Combination of my sister's handwriting and it not being a variety that I'm familiar with. So pop me a comment below if you know what tomato variety this is. And Roma, which I have seen before. And they're all a bush variety of tomato. They're not climbing. And then she's also given me, I don't know what variety this is, but I've got a little cucumber seedling. And then here is a Yukiki-kiri squash plant. I fell in love with Yukiki-kiri years ago. I took some actual squash over to my sister's one Easter, and then she saved the seeds and she's now in love with them. And I think these are saved from some of her squash and she's got them going, so she thought she'd give me a plant. And I haven't started my squash seeds yet. Then over here we've got the colettes, and they're getting ready to prick out and pot on. I've got some leek over here. These are the sweet peas that never germinated, and you can see in these trays they are sweet peas, but am I any better off for having started them sooner? No, I don't think I am. These were the ones I started probably around January, and if you look at those compared to the ones I've just shown you, these are much healthier looking, aren't they? So I really don't think, there is an advantage to starting too soon. Then here in my lovely new pots, there's no germination on these spring onions here. This is dill and it's looking good. Nothing on the parsley, coriander, the red spring onion, nothing yet on the, a tiny little bit maybe coming there on the thyme. The asparagus have not germinated yet. I am crossing everything. But there's still time and I've still got plenty of seeds. This is just some mustard here, and then my shallots, which are the zebroon, like a banana shallot. So that's what we've got going on the staging at the moment. And then the other thing I've got is I have my sprayer, and I'll leave the footage now. Chris very kindly bought me the replacement parts for this because I left it with liquid in it for too long and I perished a lot of the parts, but he bought me the pack of parts and he very kindly fixed it for me. So I'll just pop the footage in for any of you that are interested. If you've got one of these nice Spear & Jackson sprayers, do remember to clean them and empty them and dry them to store in between use. Don't end up doing what I did, but if you do, or if you do need replacement parts, there's some footage coming up right now, so you'll know how you can fix yours if you have to. So I really hope that you found that information useful. Let's have a look now and see what else is going on here in the polytunnel, and then I'm going to talk about what I'm going to be doing over the coming weeks. So the carrots that I sowed not so long ago, we've got some really good germination on those. And then in the bed next to them, I've got more carrots, and those have been slowly growing through the winter months, and they're really starting to come now. So I should have a nice early crop of carrots. And over here is the chard and spinach that I've been enjoying over the winter months. It's having a little flush, so I will be eating that, but then I'll take the best of it off and I'll be pulling those plants up, because what I want to do, I'll be picking up my compost soon, and I really want to give this bed a jolly good top up, as well as this bed over here. And then once the carrots come out of these two beds, that's when I'll give those a top up. And then let's pop outside and talk about the plans out there. So all I really need to do out here is I'm going to pull out that purple sprouting broccoli because it's now finished. Everywhere needs a little weed. I still need to take out the beetroot from these two beds because it's well and truly finished. And then all of these beds need a really good top dressing of compost, and then they're ready to plant into. The onions are already in the bed that I had the squash in last year. I've got the bulk of my onions in this year. They went in the autumn and I've overwintered them. The flower bed still needs weeding, and I want to top up these bark pathways. I also want to give the polytunnel a spray inside and out, and I'm really pleased I can do that now because I've got my algon, we've got the sprayer fixed, so we're good to go. So I've just popped into the shed. I've got a cup of coffee, so let's pop that down. I've got a few things that I've ordered and I'm waiting for those to arrive, but one of the things that has arrived is some fresh bunting. The bunting that I had in the polytunnel, I've had it for a few years. It's faded, it's not looking so good, so I've treated myself to some really pretty new bunting. So I'm going to pop that to one side. Once that polytunnel's all sprayed, I'm going to pop that up, because who doesn't love a bit of bunting? I also happened to pop into Lidl the other day, and I've got some sugar baby watermelons. Super excited about having another go. I've still got some saved seeds and some of my original, and I think there's some other melons as well, so I'll definitely be having another go at those. I've got some of these round courgettes, which I really enjoyed growing last year, so I'll definitely be doing those again, and some more good old yukiki-kiri squash. So those I just picked up. I popped into Lidl, and you know what it's like, the seeds call to you. I didn't really need anything, but these jumped out at me and I had to get them. My seed potatoes, these are the Colleen. I'll be getting those in, and that'll be in next week's video. And in next week's video, and probably the one after that, I'll really be getting on now with weeding that flower bed, topping up those pathways, just expanding the plot a little. So I want to put in some more pathways and some more beds, so watch this space. And I've got a little list, you know what I'm like for my lists. So I need to algon the polytunnel, I need to weed the flower bed, I need to start sowing some more seeds. I'm definitely a lot later than I normally would be. I'm later with everything this year. A combination of work, having been poorly, the weather, the snow, the rain. I'm just not as far ahead. I don't want to say that I'm behind, because do you know what? Everything catches up in the end. But I'm really feeling excited. I've got my mojo. The sun is starting to shine, and I can't wait to get going. I've got so much to do on the plot this year, and there's going to be a lot of changes. So as I say, keep watching if you want to see. If you're not already subscribed and you're enjoying my videos, any of them you've watched, or this one, if this is the first one you've watched, then don't forget to give me a thumbs up, and please do consider subscribing. So back to my list. I've got to get those potatoes in. The bunting needs to go up. I've got some bits and pieces that I've ordered, which I'm quite excited about, so they will be coming up in the next couple of videos, doing things slightly differently with a couple of things, so keep watching. The greenhouse. We really need to decide where we're going to put it. We need to get that base down and we need to get it up. The reason we've not done it so far is just the weather's not been fit. We do need some nice dry weather to get that greenhouse up, and it does need the two of us to be off at the same time. I do an awful lot on my own, but I really need Chris sometimes, and putting up this greenhouse is going to be a joint effort. Definitely going to be teamwork to make that dream work. So again, keep watching if you want to see that greenhouse go up. Super excited about that. I'm going to be making some new beds, including my asparagus bed. I'm hoping to germinate that asparagus. I've got some more seeds, so if these ones don't come, I can try again. And worst case scenario, I can always buy some crowns, but I really do want to have an asparagus bed because I just love it. So it'll be a long-term project before we can get any return on that, but I've got the space, so why not pop some in? What else have we got on here? Pathways I've already mentioned, topping up what we've got, and I'll be making some more. The wildflower meadow, I really want to add to that this year, so I will be trimming down that area, and I'll be starting my wildflower seeds. Again, I'll do them in cells as I did last time, and then I'll be doing them as plug plants and getting those in and really increasing the amount of wildflowers we have in that area. And over the years, I really want that to become a beautiful, more flowers than grass. Really, at the moment, the ratio is the wrong way, but it'll take time to build that up. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing that develop. And then the last thing on my list is, as I've mentioned in a previous video, I want to paint the outside of the shed. So I do want to just have a little rejig in here. So I'm going to have a day when it's nice and dry, empty the contents out, probably into the polytunnel in case we do get a shower. Good old spring clean. Going to give it a nice fresh lick of paint inside, everything back in, reorganise, although I have to say I am quite organised in here, but it's the outside that I'm looking forward to painting, and there's going to be a change of colour. So again, keep watching if you want to see what colour this shed's going to be. Have mentioned it before, a few of you have made some guesses. Nobody's guessed the right colour yet, so it's not pink. Well, that was a pretty good guess, but no, it's not pink or any shade of pink. So keep guessing. Comments below. And then next, I've gone through my seeds again. We've got those 3 packets that I picked up in Lidl. And then I've now got the next batch of seeds that I want to get going. And they're the ones I didn't have enough compost or time to get done in the last round, or the weather was just a little bit too cold and we didn't quite have enough daylight. So I've got my Brad's Atomic Grape Tomato. I've got some fiery chili peppers and some sweet peppers. We've got these amazing midnight snack tomatoes. They look amazing. I'm really hoping I can get those to grow. Some wildflower mix. The wildflower mix was from Ali, and to be honest with you, there's seeds in here from a lot of you. So if you recognise them, thank you. I'm afraid my memory is not great. I know I have thanked you all as and when I received the seeds, but now they're all muddled up. I can't remember which ones are from who. I am sorry. So if you see me sowing them, again, thank you, and I hope that you enjoy seeing them grow. Let's hope that they do. These peas I bought them myself, but they were recommended to me by the lovely Jane from Jane's Growing Garden, because they're a tall variety, and she said that she's had really good results with them. And these are alderman, so I want to get those going. Do have massive issues with the pigeons here, so I've got a few things up my sleeve to just try and avoid that issue this year. I've got Swede best of all. So Danny from the Grapevine Garden, I will be joining in with your Swede challenge, although I'm not sure about growing an enormous one. Do they get a bit woody? I'm not sure, but I'm going to give it a go. What I really want to do is just grow them because they're tasty. So over the last few years I've grown turnip, and the varieties I've enjoyed growing are Golden Ball and Snowball. But in all honesty, I prefer the taste of a Swede. I think they're that little bit sweeter. But I've never grown a Swede. I've only ever grown turnips. So I'm going to give these a go and watch this space. And don't forget to join in with his rutabaga challenge, is that correct? The Swedebaga challenge. So yeah, have a look on Danny's channel if you want to join in with that, the grapevine garden. And then on to beans. I do love growing beans. So I've got some climbing varieties, but I've really fallen in love with the dwarf variety of beans. I had such success with those Rondo last season. I definitely want to grow them again. They were just delicious, and we went mad for them. So I'm hoping to have another successful season with those. But I've got some Belotti, which are one of my all-time favourites. These I haven't grown before. These are Lima beans. So I've got a packet of those. I've still got lots of the dwarf bean Rondo, hooray, so I'll be definitely having another bash with those. And then I've got another dwarf French bean. I don't know why I struggle so much to say that. Tender green. I've got the Madeira maroon and some more Greek gigantes. I grew the Greek gigantes for the first time last year, and oh my goodness, in casseroles or soups, they're so meaty. They really beef out, if you know what I mean. Any meal, they were just delightful, so delicious. So I'm hoping for another successful season and harvest of those. Then I've got some greyhound cabbage. I'm not going so nuts with the brassicas this year. Anybody that watched me last year, I went a bit brassica bananas. I've also got some kale, some dwarf kale, because I just love it. And I've got these cabbage Verona red, so I'm going to give those a whirl. And then what else? Last but not least, I've got my Brussels sprouts Groninger. I had such success with those. Not so good last season, but the season they weren't bad, but the season before were just fabulous. So I'm hoping for a better season again with my sprouts. So I need to dust off the brassica netting and get that up, get these seeds in and hope for some germination. And yeah, got lots going on over at the plot. So I hope you're all well. I'm going to drink my cup of coffee and enjoy this little bit of sunshine. It's got a bit dull. I think we've possibly got some rain showers coming down again, which is why I'm doing a little bit more planning today, and I'm not actually going to get out and do any work. Also, Chris is at home. We've just had a lovely morning. We went bowling, actually. I have not done that for years, and amazingly, we've been together for 11 years, and it's the first time we've been bowling together. So that was great fun. He's just got a little bit of work he's doing on the Land Rover, so I thought I'd pop out and do a little bit of planning and have a little catch up with you guys. So watch out for next Sunday's video if you want to see me putting some of these plans in place.